you are. Hi. I finally can
Hey
see
there.
you. I don't know what the temperature is. I'm really bad at that, but I got a little chilly at one point last evening, but right now I'm pretty comfortable.
It's not bad.
No, not too bad. How about you?
Here, well, this is our coldest night I think that we've had so far this season, and of course it had to drop in tonight, and I do not like to be cold, so this is not my favorite, but we're making it, and as I've said many times tonight, if this, if us being out here on this corner, if it draws attention to this issue that's so near and dear to our hearts, then it's worth it.
Hmm.
It really truly is. My bench actually is over there. Uh, for whatever reason, I'm talking to you through a laptop as opposed
Oh
to
yeah.
being over on my bench, but I can tell you that right below me, and you can't see it, is a heater, and it's blowing on me right
Uh,
now, and I thank God for it.
that's nice. We have a propane heater, and I don't know what happened to it, but it stopped working last night. But it's okay. It was cooler actually, like in the early evening. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really? Oh, it's dropped down pretty good. I've got these hand warmers in my hands
Oh
too.
wow.
So
It's more like our
yeah,
January last year.
I've got. Oh yeah, I remember seeing photographs of you on your bench, wrapped up
Yeah.
in your blanket. I've got my blanket over there
Yeah,
too.
I was in mine earlier, but not as bad as January for sure. But here's the interesting thing. We've had a lot more noise this time because it's warm out. And when it was cold, nobody else was really out.
Oh,
And
nobody was out there.
we have had a lot of weird stuff happening on the street last night. So yeah,
Really?
yeah. We were doing an interview a little while ago, and well, like yesterday, late afternoon, and there was an arrest up the street, and the fire trucks and the police were there, and there's just been a lot of let's say mental health issues coming out on the street. So it's been an interesting night.
We had one of those instances a few hours ago with our security.
Hmm.
He's an off-duty Evansville Police Department officer, and we had an incident like that, and he needed to intervene, and he did, and it was a mental health issue as well.
Hmm.
And we've been blessed though all night long. We had a security person who was, oh sure, I'm oh, the part, okay, yeah, it is
We can hear her, but we can't hear you.
let's see, where'd it go? Here it is. We had a little technical
That's
thing.
okay.
Okay.
Zooms have more technical issues than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think are we good now?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. But anyhow, the security guard, he took care of it, and
Y-
I wasn't sure how it was going to go down, but he did. He stepped in, and then all night long, we've had some Evansville police officers who have come by many times. One of them actually is my oldest son, and he's on
Yeah.
duty in this vicinity, and there have been several times tonight that he stopped in. I don't know if he stopped in to see us or if he stopped in to get the snacks
Yeah.
from our green room over here. I
Yeah.
think that might be
That
the
might
case.
be. That might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had some good conversations though?
I have. And you're echoing a little now. Whatever you guys did, it's echoing for me, but I don't
It's
know if it
it's
is on our
echoing. She
feed.
said that it's echoing quite a bit now.
Just a little. Anyway, yeah, we've had some great conversations here, Tracy. Just a lot about fentanyl and how serious it is. We've been talking a lot about the importance of relationship and community for the people that we serve and just in our culture in general. So, those are the top two things I think that we've had come out.
That's that's awesome. This is your second
Hmm.
time that you've done
Hmm.
this. Um, aside from the weird things that you've experienced tonight, have you felt like you were able to have deeper and more meaningful conversations this time around because you knew a little bit about what to expect?
Yeah, sort of. I've had some new people on the bench. I've had a lot of people that I meet as they walk up and sit down, which has been kind of fun. I love to do that on the camera and just get to know people and what they're doing and have conversations. So I've had mostly new people to me, but a few that are second time around. So just really good conversation in general.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Is that less feedback now?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Um, I put the headphones on.
Yep.
I look like the real deal now. I mean, with
Yeah,
these
me
on, I
too.
I look like I could be a commentator.
Yeah, you do. How about
Uh,
you? What's been the thread running through your conversations?
I think a lot of the things that we've talked about tonight that have been so impactful for me is just really reflecting on the trajectory of the rescue mission in Evansville.
Mhm.
Over the past few years, we've seen the number of homeless individuals in our community just grow exponentially.
Mm.
Now it's nothing like you all have there in Seattle. We don't come close to that. Our city is a fraction of the size of yours, but we've still seen a lot of new individuals that are experiencing
Mm.
homelessness in this area. And tonight, just being able to talk about how the rescue mission, every step of the way, as that number has grown, it just seems like that we've been right there to step in and fill in some of the gaps.
Mm.
It's just been nice tonight to reflect on some of that. And sometimes you need to hear that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to know that what you're doing is making a difference. And sometimes you need to know that what you're doing is impactful. And I think that we've been able to explore that a little bit tonight. And I just have been so refreshed by some of those
Mm.
conversations and people saying, the Evansville Rescue Mission has made a difference and it is making a difference.
Mhm.
And we've heard that over and over again. A little while ago, you would have loved this. We had a segment, we had three half-hour segments in a row that were filled with people who started off at the Evansville Rescue Mission as residents and now they're staff members.
Yes.
And I just loved those
Me
conversations
too.
to see where God has brought them from and what they're doing now.
Mhm.
Two of those individuals are on my team. They're direct reports to me,
Wow.
and just to know what God has done through them and continues
Mm.
to do through them has just been beautiful.
Somebody asked me, what's the biggest joy that I've had in this role? And for me, it's that. It's seeing not just the guys coming through our program and just seeing what life transformation looks like in them, but then hiring them and seeing them
Hmm.
on our team and having them make a great impact and serving people coming through. That's really,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a gift.
It
Hmm.
is. It's such a special privilege to see that and to have a front row seat
Hmm.
to get to watch that development in their lives.
Hmm.
One of the things that you mentioned to me when we were setting up our time together was the fact that just a few months ago, my family came to Seattle,
Yeah.
and I talked. I'll be honest with you, my friend. I talked about you a little earlier
Oh,
tonight,
you
and I
did.
talked about the fact that when I reached out to you to find out what a good transportation company would be to bring my family from the airport to our hotel, you basically told me the best transportation company would be you and your
Yeah.
husband, and you guys were there and picked us up at 11:45 in the evening and took us to our hotel. And then after our cruise was over, 10 days later, you took us back. And so I know I've said this before, but thank you for caring for my family and making sure that we got where we needed to go safely. We had little
Hmm.
Amelia, and at that time she was like, I think 14 months old or 15 months old,
Hmm.
and we wanted to make sure that we got her there safely, and you were there for that, and so I
Well,
thank you for that. But
you're welcome.
during those 3 days, I had a chance to walk up and down that street, and I went through Pioneer Square many many times as we were going up to Pike's Market and going to coffee shops and just being out and about in that city. And I can tell you a couple things. First
Mm,
of all, the area that you have your office in, and the place where your mission is at, is such a beautiful place,
mm,
such a beautiful place. And uh, what a gorgeous city Seattle is. But I did notice, obviously, that there is pervasive homelessness
mm-hmm.
in that area. And you know, you and I talked about this a little while back, and I don't know how what you've talked about as far as the you know, the future of Bread of Life, but I do know that there is a huge need in your
Mm-hmm.
community for what you do. And the other rescue mission is not terribly far away from
No, it's
you,
just blocks over.
and and what you guys do is so
Mm-hmm.
important in a city that really has, you know, such a great need for your services and for your ministry
Mm.
there. Uh, what are some of the things that are on your horizon that get you excited, that cause you to want to be out at what time is it there?
It's
It's
4:10.
4:10.
Yes.
That cause you to want to be out at 4:10 in the morning. What are some of
Oh.
those things that are causing you to be excited right now?
Oh, there's so much, but right now we're going to go to Baltimore to the Innovations Lab the end of this month,
Hmm.
and I really want to learn from them because I'm looking for a partnership here with a hospital or medical in some way, and I'd like to get into just develop a real intensive addiction program recovery, with
Hmm.
medically assisted treatment and so on. And because that I've been talking all night about the fentanyl crisis, and we need to wake up. Well,
We do.
we need to do something about it. And so I can't just go, well, we need to do something about it if we're not doing something here. So
Hmm.
that's what we're really looking at, and there's some really great things coming that we're looking at. The board is just really looking at different options and praying, and there's so many ways we could go, but I really think we need to increase our program and have more beds. I talked to Caitlin McKinney last year, or last time on the bench, and she was living here in Seattle at the time, and now she's with HUD. And
Hmm.
I said, what do we need to do here in Seattle, like right now? And she said, we need 2,500 beds now, like
Hmm.
intake beds, like emergency, get them off the street.
2,500.
2,500. And that's not everybody. That's like enough beds so everybody could get one that wants one. Yeah.
Wow,
And no one,
that is
it
astounding.
is, no one organization can do all of that. It's just we're not set up for that, any of us. So I don't know, I don't know what the answer is, other than we all need to do a little more. And so we're
Hmm.
looking at how do we do that. And here we've stepped away from the emergency part, and we're taking people in under an enhanced shelter model. So, we're just saying, because we used to have the emergency where they could come in under the influence, leave the next morning, and we were just churning, and a lot of staff time went to that.
Hmm.
Now we're saying, okay, you can have a bed, not just a mat on the floor, but you can have a bed. But you have to try to stay clean and sober, agree to do that, and agree to case management. And we're seeing much better results. Our staff can concentrate on more important things. We're seeing more life transformation. So I think it was the right thing to do. We're still going to have a cold weather shelter, but it doesn't get as cold here as it does where you are.
No, it doesn't, and that surprises a lot of people when they think about the fact that, you know, you just automatically think, okay, Seattle is way up there.
Yeah.
It's got to be freezing cold, but
Mm-mm.
by quite the contrary.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't what you're experiencing right now kind of similar to what you're going to have for the next few months?
No, it's kind of warm tonight, I think, to what it will be. We'll dip down into freezing temperatures here and there, like through the winter, but like really freezing temperatures, everybody kind of panics out here. So it's very different. But we'll get rain all winter long. But
Oh,
like in January, we'll be out walking on the beach here, and it'll be drizzly, but it's and cold, but more like
mm.
probably more like November back east. Yeah, I
It
I love it.
in January, I want to cover up with a blanket and just
Yeah,
stay there.
right. We were at a botanical garden one time on January 1st. I'm like, there are trees that are green and some are flowering here. Now, it was cold and it was rainy, but it's still green even in January. I don't ever want to go back to snow blowing or shoveling. Like never again.
It's not
No,
fun.
it isn't.
And the older I get, the more I dislike that whole concept.
Yep.
I don't like it. I don't like to be cold, and that's why I said earlier, I've got all kinds of paraphernalia out here to keep me warm, and it's still not happening.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, Kim, there's a lot of people that are living out on the
Mhm.
street, not very far from where I'm at right now, and they're cold too.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, that if my discomfort for a little while and the discomfort of my team
Mhm.
that is out here with me can bring a little bit of attention to this, then that's fine.
Mhm.
We can live through this for a few
Yeah.
hours because it won't be very long. In fact, if I look off to the east right now, the sun's starting to come up a little
Mhm.
bit over there, and it'll start to warm up, and we'll be just fine.
Mhm.
But night after night, there are people that are out on the
Yeah.
streets, and we want to talk about them, and we want people to recognize that they're there
Mhm.
because it's so easy sometimes to look right past them.
Yeah, because it's just too hard to think about it sometimes, right? Like
Hmm.
people don't want to go there because they don't have a box to put it in, so they just keep going. But yeah,
Right?
there's a guy right now in the doorwell by our office. He's been sleeping there tonight. So even though I'm saying, yeah, it's not too cold, weather's not too bad, I cannot imagine sleeping on cement every night. Like even in the
No.
summer, that would just be bone chilling, I would think. And just 2 blocks over, I walk in through there every morning on my way to work, and um, there's quite often women sleeping on the sidewalk over there, and um, it's kind of a I'm a little more nervous walking through there in the morning because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to walk through, like when it's early, and I can't imagine a woman
Mm-mm.
having to protect herself there, and how tired that would be, make you, and they can't be getting rest, and it's just such a
No.
dangerous place.
It is. Our executive director of our Center for Women and Children, when she was on with me earlier last night, one of the things that she talked about was and she was specifically talking about women, but when a woman comes in from the streets, it takes 30 days to get
Mm.
just the noise of the streets out of her
Mm.
mind, and out of her head and out of her
Mm.
heart. And a lot of the reason for that is tonight I've sat here, and it is noisy at two
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, but it's not just that kind of noise. It's so often it's the noise of violence.
Mm-hmm.
It's the noise of fear,
Yeah.
and so many other things that we don't think about in our nice warm homes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we work in this space every day,
Mm-hmm.
I still have a nice warm home to go home to, and I still
Right.
have a nice warm office that I work out of, and that's all well and good, but that's not the way it is for so many people that are in our world
Mm-hmm.
today, and in your community and in my community. A lot of people are just facing some of the most fearful, darkest moments of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And what a wonderful time to be able to be a part of this kind of work, but also there's a huge a huge lift that we have in front of us,
Mm.
working in rescue missions.
Yeah, definitely. I wish we could work ourselves out of a job, but it doesn't seem to be happening. But yeah, I was talking to some of our guys the other day prepping for this, and I hope I get a chance to interview them this morning. But they were talking about the fear they had being on the street. And just
Mhm.
you never know when somebody's going to come at you, you know,
Mm.
just out of the blue. And it just the danger that they were in, and how that when they came here, how safe they felt. That,
Mhm.
from tough guys that have been out on the street, to hear that's saying something. Yeah.
It is, and I told you a little while ago that we've had, security right off to my right all night long, and it's frankly because of what you just said.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was blessed to have that. Not everybody, not everybody has their own security guard,
Yeah, I want
and
one though.
not
I could really get used
yeah,
to.
absolutely, and I cannot even imagine. Like you said a while ago, the lady that's sleeping in the with the window well, how fearful that must be,
Yeah.
and just fearful for her safety, fearful for her life,
Hmm.
and what is somebody going to do, nefarious,
Yeah.
and uh, there's a lot of people that find themselves in that position, Kim,
Hmm.
and I'm just so glad that we work in ministries that care about that, and that we want to have conversations like this. We need to have tough conversations, though. You mentioned fentanyl a while ago. It's a scourge on
Mm.
society, and we can sit here until the cows come home, and I don't know where the cows have been, but wherever they're at, uh, till they come home and talk about it. But unless we're willing to roll up our sleeves and do something, we'll still be talking about it years from now.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have to come
Something's
together.
got to change.
Hmm. Yeah. People I think that, well, it's just another drug. We've been fighting the drug war for so long. No, this is
Mhm.
not like that at all.
It is
Nothing
not.
like that. um
No.
I talked earlier tonight about the documentary that Dr. Marbut did, Fentanyl, Death
Yes.
Incorporated, and that
Yes.
was so impactful for me. And I've told our viewers that one of the statistics in it, and I believe I have this right, is that the number of deaths from fentanyl are like are more than all of our world war, or all of our wars since World War I.
Very true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that it's similar to a jetliner going down every other day.
Hmm.
If one went down, everybody would just be so shocked in the United States, and we'd be talking about it. But if that happened every other day, people would stop traveling. They would be, we aren't going to put up with this, and yet we're losing an entire generation to fentanyl and not talking about it. I just
Right.
don't understand.
Well, it's staggering, the number of people who perish
Hmm.
as a result of that particular drug. And you're right, it is unlike anything else we have seen in our society.
Hmm.
It's different,
Hmm.
and it's evil.
Yes.
Um, it causes such mass destruction,
Hmm.
and destroys families, destroys the lives, and there has to be a turn off of this road that we find ourselves on. This road makes me really, really nervous. This fentanyl road, it does, because we see the catastrophic results of what this represents. And so
Hmm.
I'm glad that you and I are part of a broader organization through Citygate Network that is talking about this and
Hmm.
is looking for real world
Mm.
solutions to
Sorry.
to this issue.
That was a
What?
rat. You guys, they're laughing at me.
You had a rat
Yeah, a
just run
rat
past
just
you?
kind of went through, and I have
She
told
just had a
them,
rat run past her.
I'm sorry. A guy came up behind me earlier, and I was talking to Tom DeVries, and I didn't even flinch. But I said, if a rat comes through, I'm out. And so my security guys are just dying over there. Somebody's losing their job.
That's funny. A while ago, we had a bird, and that made us nervous because we thought it was a bat, but it was not a bat. It's a finch or something like that. But it was just flying around. But a rat,
Yeah.
yeah, a rat would do me
And
in
they're
as
big
well.
here. They're big. So sorry, I
didn't see any.
completely derailed you.
I didn't see any when I was out there.
Well, they come out at night, like late at night.
Well, and I wasn't out at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
so
well,
that's probably the
and
reason.
you were in like a reasonably nice hotel. Yeah, the underground here is just, yeah, it's and we're right near the water, so we get a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for
Yes.
sure.
So my heart is awake now.
Well, good. You've awakened.
I'm so sorry. I completely derailed you.
I do not want something like that to be the catalyst for waking me up more than I am already. I don't want that. I'll fall asleep before I have some crazy rat run across my feet.
If he'd run across my feet, we wouldn't be talking right now. He came close, but not that close.
Well, I am so grateful that we were able to have these conversations like this, and all night long as I've constantly briefed our audience of who was coming up that we were going to talk to, and I've been excited about talking to you because you're such a great leader, and what you guys are doing there is truly impactful. And with your leadership, I have no doubt whatsoever that you're going to have some incredible days ahead of you. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of uh, big challenges and fun times that await, but I have no doubt that you will rise to the challenge. And Bread of Life is certainly blessed to have you
Aw.
as their president and CEO. That
Thank
car
you,
that just went
Tracy.
behind you was so close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's a one-way street, and yeah, people are stopping. We're stopping all day yesterday and looking and going, "Oh, I'm on camera," But it's an interesting place to sit for sure.
Yeah, it is here too. We're a little bit more shielded. We have quite a large fence that's around the perimeter of the men's residence center. It's open right over there where the cars come in, but that keeps a lot of people from just walking right up. But there have been a few instances tonight, and I told you about the one incident that the security took care of, the police department. But uh, I felt very secure out here tonight, and like we were talking earlier, not everybody that's outside tonight feels secure though.
Yeah, exactly that. And I'm just really glad to be part of a network where we can talk about that and where we're all doing really important work and saving lives, because I really believe that's what it's all about. So,
Yeah, I do too,
yeah.
and I am glad that we get a chance to be colleagues in this work. And I always look forward to the events that we go to, and we get to see all of our our brother and sister CEOs, and you're certainly one that I always look forward to seeing.
You too.
Um, and I told my wife earlier that I was going to be talking to you, and she just smiled, and she knew that I was going to really enjoy
Yeah.
this conversation, because I truly do appreciate you, and I appreciate your leadership,
you.
and you're someone that I have just tremendous respect for.
Thank you. Well, the feeling is it's likewise, Tracy. I really appreciate you too. So say hi to your family. And John's actually sitting behind the computer tonight. So
Tell John hello for me.
yeah,
Hello, John.
he's waving. So
Kyle's over here, and I would imagine by now, I told you that Seth came by a few times during the night on his shift, but by now I think the rest of the family is probably waking up and turning on, so I'm sure that they're seeing you, and my whole family thinks very highly of you.
well,
So
thank you.
have a good rest of the time
Yeah,
in your
you too.
conversations, and I'm excited about the day. The sun, it's starting to get brighter out here.
It's still pretty dark here, but it's starting to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. There's a lot of activity in Seattle
Yeah.
at this time in the morning.
Yep. For sure.
This is cracking me up. I mean, there's all kinds of people out. What in the
Oh,
world are they doing?
nothing good at 4
No,
o'clock. No,
my wife
I'm
has always said
joking.
nothing good happens after midnight,
Yeah,
and she is so
right.
right about
You're
that.
right.
Well, you have a good rest of the day. I will see you in a few months in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And between now and then, have a great holiday
You
season,
too.
and my best to your husband.
You too. Thank you, Tracy. Have a
All right,
great night.
thanks so
Bye-bye.
much. God bless.
Okay. And that was, I didn't even introduce him. That was Tracy Gorman, the leader of, yep. Oh, he's still on there. Uh, oh, I don't know if he is or not. Uh, yes, that was a fellow CEO, and just so happy to have relationships like that. So, I'm up again. I rested for about half an hour, just kind of closed my eyes, and I'm up and feeling like it's morning. But I know that we have to do. Um, like we have to shut down our feed. We can only do 8 hours at a time on social media. So we're going to close down the feed for just a couple of minutes. If you are watching, and I doubt there are very many watching right now, we're going to start up again. And so just watch for it. So we'll see you in a few minutes.